Oh! A man-made spear! Man-made spear! Eat fish! Cook in coconut bowl. Ah, hunger is a thing of the past. Ha 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 ha! Oh, there's a tape! Fuck you. Fuck you. I want to eat you! Come here! Yes! I killed a taper with a spear!
Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to my channel. Green Hell is the brand new survival horror game from INCUVO and Creepyjar, and I think it could be one of the best games on Quest 2, and I'm going to tell you why. This isn't a full review, however, this is my first impression. My full review will follow on next week, so let's dive straight in, and remember, we're born to respawn.
Ah! I made an axe! Ha ha ha! Right, choppy choppy! Choppy choppy not working. Oh, it is working.
Green Hell is a survival horror game based in the Amazon jungle that will punish you if you stop for even 1 minute to admire the scenery, but you must stop at some point and look around. I'm going to say this right away, this is, in my honest opinion, the best looking game on the Quest 2 platform, in my mind. All the footage you are seeing is from the live stream I did on Thursday when the game released. All footage was recorded on my PC using the Quest 2 cast feature. It was recorded on OBS, cropped to 16:9 ratio and at 30 frames per second. Now that is all out of the way, looks good, doesn't it? Looks way better in the headset once you strip away all the technical gubbins required to stream effectively on the Meta Quest 2. But I'll say it again, the footage you are seeing doesn't actually represent what you see in the headset. And I will talk about how the devs have used a cutting edge technology called Application Space Warp to achieve that later on in the video. So stay tuned till the end to check that out. Today, I want to talk about the bones of the game, the actual process of playing Green Hell. So I'm going to tell you what I think of the very brief amount of time I spent in the backstory, show you the backpack, how to manage your inventory, how you actually survive, and you will die a lot at first, and my general feelings about the game. Like I said at the beginning, this is a first impression, not a full review. That review will follow on later on once I've had a chance to really dig deep into the game. In Green Hell, you play anthropologist and adventurer Dr. Jake Higgins, and you are investigating an Amazonian tribe with your wife Mia, an interpreter trying to, well, I didn't really know, but I'm sure the story will flesh out the more you play. This initial scene acts as a tutorial where you are taught the very bare bones of basic, how to chop, build and craft. Then, after an incident, you have to flee your camp and end up stranded in the jungle with no supplies and no idea where you are. And that's it, you kind of have to figure it out for yourself, and I admire the developers for doing that, as most games you play mollycoddle you to the point of being annoying. But I had a guy called Nathan in the chat while I was live streaming and he was very helpful, so shout out to him. Cheers mate. You are left to fend for yourself and you have to find the 3 basics of human survival: food, water and shelter. You have a trusty backpack, which is very easy and intuitive to use. It splits down into sections like resources, tools and food, plus extra slots for weapons, etc. On your wrist, you have a high-tech smartwatch which has 5 faces, giving various information like GPS location, hunger, thirst, sleep, health, and stamina. All very well laid out and easy to use. This is where the game starts to dig into your psyche. Well, my psyche anyway, as I have OCD, and you become obsessed with your health, stamina, and balancing your proteins, fats, carbs, and water while trying to figure out what the heck is going on. The gameplay from there on is just trying to survive while pushing the story forward, and it's tough, like really tough. I died multiple times before figuring out that the very first thing you need to do is build a shelter to save the game, then build a fire and cook items to eat. You also have to craft items like axes for chopping and spears to hunt animals and fish. There are also hidden dangers like snakes and scorpions which will ambush and poison you, so you have to deal with that element as well. If you have played any survival horror games, you will know the drill. So what does Green Hell do differently that made me get so engrossed so quickly? One of my long-time subs, an elder gaming statesman, is Weeble, a 60-plus-year-old VR gamer, good friend, and he said this: "You must be enjoying yourself, Mac. You haven't had a drink for over an hour." And I do like my Mac juice, or wine, to normal people, so that one statement kind of sums up how I feel. I got engrossed very quickly, and I'm not saying this game is perfect by any means. There was a bit of jank, with stuff disappearing and my arms getting a bit weird, but sometimes if a developer gets the basics right, you can forgive a bit of jank. I really enjoy playing Green Hell, and that is the bottom line. I want to get immersed when I'm in VR, and the game did that. I was immersed in trying to survive, trying to figure out how to craft what I needed, and what to do next. Are these the hallmarks of a great game? Well, you will have to wait for the full review next week, but I'm very optimistic. I have no problem recommending the game from what I've seen in my admittedly brief 3-hour playthrough. Before I start talking about the graphics of Green Hell, I would like to give a shout out to my patrons. I love you all truly madly and deeply. Plus, if you enjoy the madness that is Mac in VR, please smash that like button, subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload any new content. You can also support the channel by purchasing one of my stylish tees. Check out my merch shelf down below. Thanks. Okay, here we go. Graphics are nice, but don't make a great game. Gameplay makes a great game. But in the case of Green Hell, we have to talk about them because I believe, and please correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong, I believe that this is the first game to fully integrate Application Space Warp. Application Space Warp is a feature for native apps running on Quest 2 that is activated by a developer. It generates every other frame synthetically, so the app only has to run at half frame rate, freeing up performance headroom. That is why I think Green Hell looks so good. It is only running at 45 frames per second. The game then uses Application Space Warp to extrapolate every other frame, thus your Quest can really pump out some impressive looking graphics, but at the higher rate of a nice, smooth 90 frames per second. This isn't just speculation on my part. When I tweeted my theory on Twitter, the Green Hell Twitter account confirmed my suspicions with this tweet. We are using ASW, that's right. So what does this mean for the future? It means that devs can really start to stretch the Quest 2 to its limits because they can use Application Space Warp to run the game at half frame rate and rely on ASW to fill in the gaps and give the end user, that's me and you, a buttery smooth game running at a healthy 90 frames per second. A win-win situation for all of us, and we are literally at the cutting edge of what can be achieved with this technology in the future, and that makes me very excited. So well done to the developers INCUVO and CreepyJar. This game has a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to plunging back into the Amazon rainforest to see just if the game can maintain its initial momentum. But what do you think? Have you played Green Hell? Do you agree or disagree with me? Is this the best looking game on Quest 2? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.
Crab! Well, I'm having him. Crab! I saw a crab. I'm so hungry I could eat a crab. Where'd he go? Oh! Ah! Okay, so